Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another installment of Dark Souls Remaster. So, we left off right here, and I promised a fight with a tourist demon, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Now, the thing is, I do understand and I do remember that I have a Firekeeper soul I need to take care of. So I need to get my Estus flask to a +1. So don't worry, I do understand and I do remember. Now first things first, let's take care of these fellas right here. Have a good day. Goodbye. So, when I arrived here the first time, of course I did not pay heed to these two soldiers. I wasn't interested and I was curious what's in the other end of this bridge. And of course, there was a tourist demon waiting for me. Big, not so friendly tourist demon. So, I tried to fight it, whatever means I had. I don't do that much damage, and I get destroyed because I do not watch my stamina, and I just get my ass handed to me. Now this is one of the many strategies one can use in order to defeat him. I forgot, his reach is not that long. Ah, see what I'm talking about stamina? That's what happens when you do not watch it. That was a preemptive roll, so not a good one. Did not watch. Ow, serious? Now die. I think the biggest reason people who start playing the game kinda struggle, me included. Ooh, you got the Demon's Axe. Pretty lucky. Is because most of the weapons we had at the start do not deal that much damage. And since we rush to here, well, things can get pretty nasty pretty fast. So, yeah. Now, there are many strategies to defeating the tourist demon. One of them is dropping down from below, doing it multiple times, in order to get as much damage as possible. And the other one is just, poking him to death like I did. There are some people who just make him fall off the ledge, so on and so forth. Others use pine resin. It's always different compared to whatever is doing it. Now here we find one of the most iconic characters in Dark Souls series, Mr. Solar looking at the sun. To think that him and his jester almost never made it to the game, only thanks to Miyazaki, if they did, it was a bit shocking.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Soler of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time.
Nah, you're not strange. You're quite a cheerful and a positive looking guy in a negative looking land.
Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
I'm listening. What's your proposition?
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another another on this lonely journey.
Why not?
It pleases me greatly. Well then, take this.
The white sign, soapstone.
Strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind. Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
So grossly incandescent. But you are, my friend. You are. You and your jolly cooperation will always be grossly incandescent. He does also drop a nice hint that the time in Dark Souls is convoluted. There is no past, no present, no future. Everything is stuck and twisted, and you can be walking in the past, you can be walking in the present. It really matters not. What matters is that there is a dragon behind me breathing flame that almost killed me. That's what matters. What's his name, this dragon? I don't remember exactly. Is it the Hellkite dragon? Well, not dragon, it's a drake. But I think it's a Hellkite dragon. Drake. There is only but a few dragons remaining in the universe of Dark Souls. There's one in Dark Souls 2. There's one in Dark Souls 1. We will find him pretty soon. And that's about it. I think there's one. No, there's Medea, but that's a descendant of dragon. Now what I need to do is to kindle this bonfire. So I need to consume one more humanity for that use. Yes, please. Now I did gain some lovely souls from... Let's add one to this, and... how much? Oh, that's a lot. 14. Like so. Good enough. That's good enough. Obviously, like I said, I used to be a dexterity character, and I always remain a dexterity character. I did, of course, play it with strength. I did play it with the claymore, with the Zweihander, all those things, but I do prefer a dexterity character, and I do fancy this spear right now. So I might continue playing with the spear so far. We will see. It's almost time we arrive at the blacksmith, so I can +5 this spear and make it a very powerful weapon. But before we do so, there are things we need to do. Now if you ask me, this is the iconic place. This is where I spent more than a half hour trying to hit the tail, as I understood there is an easy way to participate in Dark Souls, and by cutting the tail of the dragon using a bow and an arrow, you will gain access to the dragon sword, which deals 200 damage. Basically it will one-shot everything in this area. So after struggling and struggling and struggling, when I discovered that tip, I got it, and it was a glorious day. Of course, that was my second playthrough, because in my first playthrough, I struggled in this place like no one else. Especially in this place. Man. Especially in this right corner. I did fall off here many times. Especially because of these stupid rats that do poison if you're not careful. Goodbye. Ooh, no, please do not hit me. If they do get us poisoned, it's gonna be a pretty tricky situation, because we do not yet have something to deal with poison. Mainly the purple moss. And I do apologize about the sniffles. I do have allergy problems, as usual. So you die. I think I should have been coming this first. I'll do it later. It's a really nice shortcut to what's coming here. And I do think I need to run so that I... Never mind. Is it too late? Yay! It wasn't too late. No, it's too late. It's too late because it's the bull who will destroy me. That's an unlucky thing that sometimes happens, which is you get an arrow to the knee and then you have to repeat all that over again. So the plan was to run before that idiot closes the door on us and makes us do a long detour. Oh, sorry, I hit you by mistake. Oh, that was not my intention. Come on, thank you. You know what? Go away. I said go away. Go take a dive. You'll respawn, don't worry. Go before the rats deal with me. So yeah, we'll try it again. And hopefully this time I do not get as unlucky as the first time. Go away. Though I do like to take my souls. Oh man, come on. Now I see I'm a bit too used to the... Oh yeah, the door is closed. I just noticed. So that was in vain. That was completely in vain. I guess we do need to go the classic way. No matter. No matter. I tried. I did indeed try. I just noticed that I do not have the fastest run and the fastest roll. So I might remove something. There we go. Good enough. See my hair. I did choose a Leon Kennedy look for this playthrough from Resident Evil. Just die. Just die. Come on. Come on. We both have spears. So come on. Goodbye. This is Sparta. Here we go. This is the nasty combo by the rats. One hit, and then one hit. Goodbye. The only reason I do like to kill those rats is because sometimes they do give me humanity. And humanity at this level of the game is pretty scarce. Now I do wonder if you can make it all the way to the shortcut before we die. No. The answer is no. I'm a bit clumsy. That goes without saying. Sometimes I do get clumsy and I do get lazy most of all. And I say it throughout all my playthroughs of Dark Souls. If you do get clumsy and lazy in Dark Souls, you will die over and over again. If you don't take the enemies seriously, and if you don't play the game like you mean it, then you will die over and over again. So let us be a bit more serious, shall we? First of all, let's take that bonfire. And in order to do so, we want Mr. Red Man here, or Red Drake, whatever he desires, we want him to come down here. There we go. So that I can just make a run. So by the time he realizes, it's too late, buddy. Take a seat, and here we go. And we gained a lovely shortcut. A very, very interesting shortcut indeed. So, you and you first. Don't run away. You cannot run from fate. And here's the also so interesting and lovely claymore. It's one of the best weapons in the game, and it could easily, or you can easily go through the entirety of the game with it. Oh, it's nice. This is the sunlight altar. I think in Dark Souls 3 we do find it in Lothric Castle. Well, maybe this is what Lothric Castle is in the future, I guess. I do wonder who this woman and kid are, but we do not know. Now there is a slight chance that that pig will give us a nice helmet. And in Dark Souls 1, your gear really matters, your armor. It's not like in Dark Souls 3, for example, where it does give you, of course, it does give you resistances, but it's not as significant. And poise in Dark Souls 1 is a big asset, where you can wear something like Havel's armor and you will be Havel the Rock, unmovable or immovable. Can you die, please? I'm being bombarded here. As I take an arrow to the face. Nope, that's to the right. Not a leg, of course. No. I said no. Now, as someone is coming this way, undoubtedly, the most traditional way, or the one way I killed this fancy bull, is with the alluring skulls. Of course, I do not really want to kill him with the alluring skulls, as it's a waste. I do want to kill him normally, but still, it's a thing. It can't be done. So, let's toss another one into the fire this time. There we go. He'll go try to fetch it, and he's gonna be burned by the fire. Another one. I think it's... Ooh, that's one of the things that can happen to you if you do so. Goodbye. Nope and nope. See you. Now we do want to drop down here, it goes without saying. That detour was just to find the alluring skull in order to deal with the pig. Like I said, the most preferred preferable way is to fight him, try to kill him, and maybe get a chance of having its helmet, which is a really good one. It's a rare drop though, so the chances of having it are a bit slim. You guys die. Leave me be. Ow. Yeah, sorry Mr. Hollow. I'm being disrespectful to you. The mystery key. Mr. Lautrec. Here we go. Now I'm still thinking, should I cheese him, kill him right on the spot and gain his ring that is extremely handy early on, or just do his quest normally? So you know what, let's make things difficult for us. We will do his quests. So that means he's not going to be killed. That means the Firelink Shrine bonfire is going to be we're going to be having trouble with that bonfire for a while. It's alright. It's no problem for me. Not killing him right on the spot will give us more than just his ring. Give us his weapon and armor at the end, which is something really good. Here we get the first glance at these knights, which are problematic if left to their own devices. So one must be cautious. And apparently I need to lock on, lest I want to get hit by one of them. Now I do need to practice parrying a bit more, so we'll try. We'll try to parry a bit more. Hello, mister. No, thank you. Goodbye. Provided parrying in this game is a lot easier than other games. Especially in Dark Souls 3, it became a bit difficult. We'll wait for Mr. Knight first, as I try to parry in vain and almost die. Oh, it's that attack. I can't see in this small corridor his attacks, but right here I can see them clearly. Goodbye. Just can you not sit there and waste my time, please? Thank you. Well, I should probably go this way first. Get the halberd and open the door. And get the key, which is really important. In Dark Souls 1, even if you break the guard of an enemy, you can't do the frontal backstab. Not the frontal backstab, that's paradoxal. You can't do the frontal, you know, critical attack. So, that's a bit of a bummer, but whatever. Here we do find a bunch of these. That was a partial parry. It didn't work, but I did lose a bit of my HP, which is not good. Not good at all. That one is not going to be coming right at us. It's this one. It's kind of a trap. I did fall for it. Now these were pretty problematic back in the time, in the first time. It's really, really hard beating them. Not as hard as today, of course, because I did get some parrying practice in between sessions, you know. The 6 years that this game has came out, and today I did get some practice with parrying. Come on. I just want to backstab you. That's all I want to do. Now I do want to remind you guys that this is not the optimal path that I would take as a return or as a returning player to Dark Souls. This is a path that I did take when I first played Dark Souls long ago. So if it was for me, I'd be going to the catacombs first thing first and get the Rite of Kindling so I can get 15 Estus shards. But since it's not what I'm gonna do, whatever. Come on. Come on. It's slow indeed, but once his attack starts, it's problematic. He cannot be parried and he cannot be backstabbed. So, it's one enemy that I do miss. Although the knights in Dark Souls 3 do provide a really tough challenge. They are formidable foes. Sorry buddy, I can't let you drink. And we got a Titanite shard, a pretty important item in this game. But the good news is, we're gonna have Titanite shards pretty soon. So now I can get +2 on my Estus flask. Now, the only thing left for us to do before we actually go and kill the gargoyles is to find the blacksmith. Now this is the only different thing I did compared to the first time, which is instead of going directly to the gargoyles, which is futile, I go to the blacksmith, upgrade my weapon, and then go kill the gargoyles. So, repair equipment, learn gesture, always handy. Reinforced weapon. Where's my trusted weapon? There you go. But we only do have 2 Titanite shards. First things first, we need to buy... Let's buy 4. Reinforced weapon. Now this is different than the other games because +5 in Dark Souls 3 is basically mid to late game. In Dark Souls 1 you have +5, then you ascend the weapon, then +10, then you ascend the weapon again, then +15. So yeah, this is just only the beginning of the game. 2. Ooh, I take 2. So from +4 to +5 I will need to buy 3. And in order to buy 3 I need souls. Now I do have some saved up souls right here. I don't think it's gonna be enough, but we'll see. Hopefully it will. Purchase item. 1, 2, 3. Good. Reinforce? No, reinforce weapon. In my first playthrough, of course, I did waste souls reinforcing my armor, which was a bit tough. It was a bit dumb. All I needed to do is... Yeah, it's telling us how to. All I needed to do is reinforce my weapon, because early on, enemies do not hit hard enough. But hey, I lived and I learned. Is Mr. Siegmeyer, not Siegbert, Siegmeyer of Katarina, right over there. So, let's, you know what? Before we finish, let me just go upgrade my Estus flasks, go to the Firelink, unlock the shortcut, upgrade my Estus, And then we'll finish there, as we fight the gargoyles, one of my all-time favorite enemies. As how hard or how much I did fight them, because I did fight them for a while. And I died a lot, I didn't have nothing, I lost all my souls, I lost everything, I could not summon Solaire to help me. So yeah, they were pretty tough once upon a time. I do have another character I'm playing with this. It's a pyromancer, and I killed them the first time. I actually destroyed them the first time. Now the resemblance, once I do become human, the resemblance to, as I almost died, to Leon Kennedy is uncanny. It's really cool. Well, let me take this item. It's a soul of a lost undead. There we go. But since I do have a +5 spear, the gargoyles are not going to be a problem. I will reverse my hollowing right here. But if I am no longer hollow, if I don't die along the way, I will summon Solaire. Reinforce, yes. Reinforce, yes. The reason she can't talk is pretty specific, that we will discover later. So, this concludes our episode for today. Thank you for being here and watching through and through, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, and remember, I do stream now on Twitch. It's not exactly a live stream, as I cannot stream really, but I do put reruns on Twitch all the time. So if you don't want to, or if you do want to catch me on Twitch, just drop by my channel. It's twitch.tv/Mr. Yagami, Mr. Yagami. And we'll talk with this guy, the Crestfallen, because he probably has new dialogue for us now that we did a grand detour. But for now, it's time to go. So bye bye and have a great day.